Hi everyone, Melissa here. In today's video, I want to talk about feeling guilty for wanting your desires and your manifestations. So if that is something you have been running across lately, I think this video will really help you. And really quick, before we get started, I just want to announce that I'm still having a sale on coaching. So if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, check out the link in the description of this video to get a really good deal on some sessions. Okay, feeling guilty for wanting your manifestations, for wanting your desires. That is a common theme I have been seeing with clients lately, and I really felt like it was important to address. So the first thing I want to call out here is guilt is just an assumption that you've accepted as true about yourself and how you think you should be feeling about something or about a situation, okay? And it could have been picked up a bunch of different places. It could be from when you were a child growing up. Maybe your parents told you you shouldn't want these things, or you can't have these things. It's not okay to have these things. It could be from some sort of societal belief that you accepted as your own, or it could just be you deciding, I'm not worthy of this. I don't deserve to have this. I shouldn't have this. So if you are thinking anything along the lines of, I shouldn't have this, I don't deserve it, I'm not worthy of it, I'm taking something away from somebody else, that can all result in feeling guilty for wanting what you want. And that can block you from getting it because you are the only one imposing those limitations on yourself. You are deciding that you can't have this, you shouldn't want this, you should feel guilty for wanting it. It's not meant for you. It's not right for you. And so that's your block. That's going to limit you from your full manifestation or part of your manifestation, depending on how your story goes about it. But it's a self-imposed limitation. So it's just like any other story we're trying to change. That is just something you are believing is true right now. You're believing it's true that you should not want what you want, or that it's not okay to want what you want or to have what you want. You just have faith in that story. You have belief in that story. You are accepting that story as true for you. You can just as easily accept a different, better, wanted story. You can start to decide that it's absolutely okay for you to want what you want. There's nothing wrong with your desires. You can have it. You are allowed to have it. You are worthy of it. You're not taking away from anyone else, because remember, this is your quantum bubble. This is your reality. This is what you experience in your reality through your perception. Okay. And then you can just as easily believe in that story. So nothing is more true. It's just, what are you going to believe in? If you choose a different story and start believing in that, that's what you're going to get to experience. So by holding on to this guilt and this feeling of, I shouldn't have it, it's not right for me to have it, I'm not worthy of it, I'm not deserving of it, you're just going to keep experiencing that in your 3D, and you're not going to get what you want. And the way you change that is decide something better is true for yourself. Just because somebody says it's not okay for you to want this, you don't have to accept that as true. You don't have to accept that for you. I mean, obviously, this does not apply to things that are illegal or harming people physically. We don't want to promote that. But, if you, like, let's say someone says, you shouldn't have too much money. You shouldn't, it's greedy for you to have that much. You need to be giving it away to people. You need to be donating to the church or to whoever. You don't want to be greedy. Don't want too much. You don't want to be greedy. That's just an assumption that you came across. That's a belief that you came across that you accepted as true for yourself. You don't have to accept that anymore. You can decide something new is true about what you believe and what is true for you in your life. So start now. Start changing what you're assuming is true about wanting your desires. Because, maybe you're feeling, well, this is really selfish. Every desire is selfish. Every desire we have is selfish. Every desire comes from us noticing something we don't prefer and deciding we want something different or better. So take some pressure off yourself. You are the only one perceiving your reality through your own eyes. You're the only one experiencing it as your own. So instead of deciding it's selfish, just know that that's the only way you can experience things and know your desires. How would you know what you wanted if you didn't see something that somebody else had or something that somebody else experienced and thought, oh, I would like that for myself? That's a selfish need right there. That's a selfish thing. You are deciding you want something for yourself. Even if you're trying to manifest for somebody else, that's selfish too, because you're deciding you want to see them in a different way. You want to see them be happy. That's a selfish need. That's a need for you. You need to see them happy. You want to see them successful. You want to see them healthy. That's selfish for you. Yeah, is it helping them at the same time? Absolutely. But the base of every desire is always something we want. Something we want. It's either something we want for ourselves or something we want for somebody else. So ease up on blaming yourself or feeling bad for wanting something and make it selfish. That's okay. Every desire is inherently selfish. Okay. And if you start feeling guilty about something you want, remind yourself, you are the only one condemning yourself here. If somebody else is judging your choices, that's because you put that on them. You put that assumption on them. You hold that assumption about them or yourself or a combination. Maybe you feel like this isn't the right choice and people are going to judge me for it and think less of me. And so they're going to have to show that back to you. So the way you change that is you decide, everybody is always super accepting and happy for me and my choices. They just want me to be happy. And they're so focused on their own lives, they're not even concerned about something that I might be doing that seems wrong in society. You don't have to accept that guilt if you don't want to. So start to break that cycle and start to decide that you deserve better. You deserve the best. You deserve all of your heart's desires. You deserve everything wonderful. You can have it. It's not wrong to want it, because everybody wants something. Everybody wants something in their experience, right? We all, we're constantly getting new desires and things we want to experience. And that's natural. That's the way this works. Once you manifest one thing, you're going to want something else and something else and something else. You're likely have many desires at the same time. So even if they are related to other people, remember, every desire is selfish because it's what you want to experience. It's what you want to see for them or for yourself. And that's okay. That's okay. That's the way desires are. They're coming from you for you to experience. Okay. So when you start to feel guilty, start to change that story. It's okay for me to want what I want. I'm allowed to have what I want. I'm worthy of having what I want. I'm enough to have what I want. I can have as much money as I want because there is abundance everywhere and there's plenty for everyone. And I can start to change my story about other people and their wealth too. So try to always spin it to your advantage. If you catch yourself feeling guilty, ask yourself, why do I feel bad for wanting this? Why do I feel bad for trying to manifest this? Do I think I'm going to hurt somebody? Okay, well, I'm going to change that story. I'm going to decide that this works out for the best of everyone involved. And I'm going to set some good intentions about them and what they experience and are thinking and are feeling about it all, right? Am I feeling guilty because someone told me once that I wasn't allowed to have this? Well, I don't accept that as true anymore. That's not my story anymore. That might be their story and what they decided to believe about their life and their experiences and what they're allowed to have, but that doesn't apply to me anymore. I don't accept that as true anymore, and this is what's true instead. So I challenge you, when you're feeling guilty about wanting something or desiring something or trying to manifest something, remind yourself, you are the only one putting limitations on what you're allowed to have. You're the only one deciding it's not okay for you to want what you want and have what you want. And remember, if it's the question of free will with somebody else, they don't get that in your quantum bubble, in your experience, which is all you can experience. You're only experiencing your reality through your own perspective. So in that bubble that you are in, they're acting based on your assumptions about them always anyways. So why not shift your assumptions about them to be something you want to experience? Okay. So I hope this helped you. I've been seeing a lot of clients really struggling with feeling guilty, or like they're forcing something, or maybe they don't deserve it, or they shouldn't want what they want. And you're the only one deciding that about it. You know, you are the only one limiting yourself and deciding it's not okay for you to want what you want. So change it. Starting now. Start deciding you can't have what you want. You're worthy of what you want. It's okay to want what you want. And if you need help shifting that story, coaching can be super valuable for that. I would love to meet you and help you. You can find the link for the description of the video below. And if you have questions or have other topics you'd like to see videos about, please put those in the comments too, because we'd love to give you what you want. And I think that's it for this video. So I intend this helped you. I intend this took some pressure off of you, feeling like you're not allowed to want what you want. And I will see you in the next one.